available and new, so we just wanted to show it off at the beginning of our Friday wine time. And we also wanted to show you how bustling Cirencester is on a Friday and why you should come in, taste wine, and also eat some other things. We've got the antiques there just up here. We've got Made by Bob just right here. And Dennis, our lovely neighbour here. Dennis, smile for the camera. Smile. This is our neighbour Dennis. He's great. Come buy some bronze. Okay. And now back to the important visit to try wine. So, our lovely shop. Our slogan for February is, thanks to all of this great wine, we found the Fiesta inside of us. Come in and find yours. So please do. So today I was thinking of trying the Tenuta Montetti Cabernet. It's had a really good write-up by Jancis Thompson, and we're really proud of it. I've recently tried their sort of big daddy wine, which is the Montetti. It's at the 05, which is like a mini super Tuscan. It's really like a cheaper alternative if you don't want to splash out on Tignanello this weekend or something like that. So, but we're going to try the baby today. So let's do it. Sorry, just had a delivery. The boxes everywhere. So I'm just going to open that up. Not that taking the cork out really does anything, but just get that ready for you while we move on to the wine. Just show off my muscles here, my great bottle opening technique. Okay. Right, so on the right front today, I had to think about this a little bit earlier because I had to get them chilled down for you guys. Thinking Prada Marie Viognier, because I think Viognier is underrated, and also I think you don't have to go to conduit to get a really good everyday drinking Viognier, and it's really nice to have something that's a bit off dry. And then we're going to move on to the Mattiera Chardonnay, which is really, really interesting. It's made by Vintai, who are trying to push forward white wines in La Rioja. We tried the Libalis last week. That was the one that was a little bit more innovative, playing around with grapes a bit more, that had the muscatel in it. This is a straight Chardonnay, and it's had lots of new oak, and it's absolutely delicious. So it's not very subtle, but I think it's a really great wine, especially if you're going to be eating something a bit more beefy that needs that structure. So we'll come to that in a minute. So let's try this Viognier. And this also comes in at £8.50, so it's a really nice price for everyday wine as well. And Livy's mum loves it. Livy's my cameraman today. She's feeling a little bit worse wear. I think she's starting to bung me up as well. Starting to feel the sniffles coming along. Hopefully the wine will kill it. It's good. It's got that glyceriness. It's quite heavy in the mouth. It's got a nice amount of fruitness. I can imagine that some people that don't want that slight sweetness to it won't like it. But it's got enough acidity there for it to be in good balance. So for the subtle, you can hear all the background noise whilst we're starting to heat up for lunchtime. There's a really nice perfume to that. I think it'd be a really good wine for aperitifs. You know, you just get home, you really want a glass of wine, you want something you can just grab out of the fridge, pour a glass, it's not a struggle, and I think it's going to be a crowd pleaser. So, I look forward to hearing what you guys think about it then. So, on to the Chardonnay. So again, we're thinking inside La Rioja region, but not the traditional Malvasia Viura blend. And not quite as savoury, because you've got that new oak, you've got that very, quite obvious vanilla to it. It's a lovely colour. I don't know if you can see that, but it's still reasonably young, but it's starting to go beautifully honeyed lemon colour. Really, really nice. Massive, massive nose. And let's just try and put that Viognier in another glass again. You get a bit of perfume, it's quite delicate. Because of the oak this one, and look at the colour difference on that. I mean, this one is almost green, and this one you've got that beautiful, beautiful depth of colour. And I can only imagine that if you stuck that in the cellar for a couple of years, that would get better as well. This is 08, so got the really new vintage in. this new vintage. I've been judging all of what I've said so far on the 07, which we had in for quite a long time. This is quite young on the palate actually. It's still got that sort of fresh grassiness, which is quite an interesting mix with the nose, which is already quite honeyed and vanilla-y, lots of oak there. I think that might grow actually, but I think for those of you that don't like that really cloying stickiness in a Chardonnay, this might be very appealing now. Although the palate and the nose don't quite match, it's got quite a lot of crispness on the palate. This always happens when I start drinking wine, even though I'm spitting out. I think it's the camera and camera shy. Yeah, you've almost got a bit of lemon zest there. It's quite minerally. Anyway, come and have a go. So, on to Vernio. Now this guy, Paolo, was a banker in Milan, and sick of this sort of Fuji. I love that word. It's my Italian friend taught it to me, and it's kind of like rush hour. Like if you get caught up in the Fuji, then you'll be slow getting home. But I guess he was tired of the Fuji. So he went, and he's got about 60 hectares of vines, and his daughter's involved as well on the sort of marketing, promoting, winemaking side. And it's great value wine. We do this one for £12, and their big, muscly Montesi is £20. But really good alternatives to Bordeaux, really good alternatives to Super Tuscans. This one is Cabernet Sauvignon, a bit of Merlot, and Alicante, which is actually used quite a lot in Tuscany. It's quite an interesting grape, so do come and try it. Loads of cherry off the nose. Quite young, it's 06 now, so I keep forgetting that we're in 010, so that is already 4 years old, but still looking very, very youthful. And I got a bit of cork as well. That's really nice, actually. It's nothing like the big one, the Montesi, which is massively structured, massively rich. This is actually fairly feminine. It does have a little bit of tannin there, but it's quite nice, quite fine, just coating your mouth slightly. Lots of nice cherry, quite a vibrant drink actually, quite lively, quite fresh. I think you guys are going to really like that one. And the other red we're going to have open is the Element Syrah Cabernet, on recommendation from my colleague in Stroud, which opened it this morning. He said it was fantastic. But we're going to leave that for you guys. So do come in, do join us. I hope this works and that you guys get to see it finally. Last week was great, but I don't really know where it went into the ether of the internet. But maybe we'll find it and you guys can watch it one day. And please join us again next Friday.